Hello and welcome to the new episode from Nepal. In one of the previous episodes I showed you the way to the Everest Base Camp. For those who missed that, the link will be in the description. Usually this is the end for all trekkers, but as I told you in the end of previous episode, for me it's just a beginning. And in this video I'll go further and higher. I'll show you the base camp itself, how everything is organized here. Then we will check the horrible Khumbu Icefall and try to go even higher. But this depends on the weather, physical condition and of course luck. So wish me good luck by subscribing and let's start the adventure. Everest Base Camp, the heart of all expeditions. Not only to the Everest, but also for such summits as Lhotse, fourth highest mountain, Nubze, Pumeri, and probably some others. Everest Base Camp. It is located right on the ice of Khumbu Glacier, on the altitude about 5,300 meters. The camp, for the 2 spring months, April and May, becomes a small city. Here are climbers from all over the world. Sherpas, the best high-altitude porters and mountain guides. Practically no Everest expedition is possible without support of Sherpas. Here are not only professional Sherpa climbers, but also camp staff, doctors, kitchen staff, and many others who make all this possible. So let's honor and respect all of them. You see how many tents are here. As far as I know, in this season, here are about 400 people. About 20 major expedition providers are presented here. Usually, the whole expedition takes 4 to 6 weeks. During the expedition, you spend big part of your time here in the base camp, acclimatizing, relaxing between climbs, preparing for summit push, waiting for good weather, so-called weather window, and so on. Each expedition has its own camp inside the bigger base camp, with dedicated kitchen team, the kitchen tent, dining tent where all climbing team can sit together, tents for guides and porters, and tents for climbers. Each climber has his own tent in the camp for the living and storing all the stuff. In the base camp you can also find bakery, hospital, helicopter landing pad and many more things. Also, you can see everywhere prayer flags and sacred monuments, where puja ceremony is taking place. At the beginning of each expedition, the monk asks God for the luck, for climbing team. Often some climbing gear may be also blessed too.
이놈 제와진 우리라서 공고로다 제반놈나 제송체 공원담마세 경계 속마이 시계신다 림반놈나 제송체 남아성네 남아성반놈나 제송체 스베세 주면데 nom나 제송체 담배쇼 nom나 제송체 화면인데 남아놈나 제송 이놈 제와진 우리라서 공고로다 제반놈나 제송체 공원담마세 경계 속마이 시계신다 림반놈나 제송체 공인상제 자다소제 선언나 정선지 보마마다 내제도세 대시서 디비스남제 로데제스네 두바라쇼 상제 자다소제 선언나 정선지 보마마다 내제도세 대신디게 사동시소지 같게.
From the camp you can clearly see horrible Khumbu Icefall and all avalanches that hit it during the day. If you have good eyes, you may even see the climbers in between huge ice seracs. This is the most dangerous place on the way to the Everest. Summit of Everest, Lhotse, Nubze are also always in front of you. Well, if there is no cloud. Now it's time to start the ascent from base camp to Camp 1, which is located right above Khumbu Icefall. Usually climbers start at night or very early morning, but most often at 2 or 3 am. This is because during the night, when air temperature is lower, ice of Khumbu becomes more stable and risk of collapsing or avalanche is minimal. But nothing is guaranteed. So in theory, you should cross the most dangerous part before the sun hits the ice.
Okay, let's go.
Through the most of Icefall there are ropes and ladders that are installed by special Sherpa team, Icefall doctors. Often collapsed seracs destroy the pass, so nobody can cross the Icefall before ice doctors fix the way. Way through Icefall is so amazing and so horrifying, it is hard to describe it. You need just feel it. Giant blocks of shining blue ice. The height of them can be tens of meters, and they can collapse every moment. But you have to walk between them. And don't forget, the altitude is more than 5,500 meters. So you cannot be as fast as you wish. The Khumbu Glacier moves down about 1.5 meters every day. The upper part is relatively flat. Then there is a steep slope where ice crashes. Here is the Icefall section. And down the slope there is a flat part again, where base camp is located. The surface on the Icefall is changing. Each time I pass this section, the path looks totally different. I cannot recognize if I was here before or not. The way from the base camp to the camp 1 takes about 6 to 8 hours, and the most of the time you are in danger zone. After the most chaotic part of Icefall, you enter the next area, the area of huge crevasses. They can be hell deep and you need to cross all of them. So you have to go down, then climb up, then go down, then climb up, and again, and again, and again. This is damn exhausting. And finally, you see Camp 1 at altitude about 6,100 meters. Just few more crevasses and few more hours, and you enter the relatively flat section of Khumbu Glacier. Here in the Camp 1 and the higher camp there is no source of liquid water. The only way is to melt snow and ice. There is a lot the summit. Behind the ridge there is a camp 2. In the middle of the slope there is a camp 3. And there is camp 4. After the night in the camp 1, we decided to go to the camp 2, which is located at the altitude about 6,400 meters. The path continues by the upper part of Khumbu Glacier. The surface here is not like on the Icefall. No seracs that can bury you, but here are huge crevasses. Sometimes they are open, so you can see the whole 20 or 30 or nobody knows how deep meters. Sometimes they are covered with snow, like pitfalls. You have to cross all of them on the way to Camp 2. The distance itself is not impressive at all. I guess there are just 4 or 5 kilometers. But on the altitude above 6,000 meters, this way takes at least 4 hours. Moreover, you are between 2 huge ridges with almost vertical slopes. So avalanches here are not something unusual. We started from the Camp 1 at the morning, while the George was in the shadow and it was damn cold. But as soon as sun lit it up, it became hell hot. You feel like you are inside the microwave. All slopes around are covered with snow and ice and reflect the light right into you. The dark zipper on my jacket became so hot, it was not possible to hold it with the hand. Sunstroke here is as possible as frostbite. Despite this is relatively flat section of the road, it is very exhausting. Several factors are here: altitude, a lot of crevasses that you need to cross, sun heat. The Camp 2 is located on altitude about 6,400 meters. Actually, it is very stretched along the glacier. The distance between the first tent and the last tent of the camp could be about 1 hour walk. The views here are jaw-dropping. Right above you there is a Lhotse wall with its summits. A bit left there is the Everest summit. A bit right, Nubze summit. This is the last place where helicopter can safely, more or less, fly. Everything higher is so risky to fly, so it is possible only in the ideal weather condition and just to rescue someone. The next day, with my Sherpa guide Nima, we managed to climb up to the Camp 3 at the altitude 7,100 meters. Actually, there is no Camp 3 yet. Nobody spent the night here this season. So now there's just a rope to the place where the camp will be set up later. He left some stuff there, like tents, ropes, and we went back to the Camp 2 at the same day.
5 minutes rest.
Aye.
We are going quite fast.
Yeah.
This is the first acclimatization stage on the mountain for me, if you do not count the way to the base camp. So now it is time to go back to the base camp and have some rest. It is crucial to get acclimatization in the right way, and after reaching some altitude went back to the lower level. If you go back to the summit without any acclimatization, even if you have enough strength, most probably you will die due to cerebral or pulmonary edema. This is because of the very low level of oxygen in the air, so-called thin air. This is why you have to be acclimatized, which means get used to higher altitude, adapt your body to survive there. The downside in this process is that you need to cross Khumbu Icefall several times. If you enjoy it, consider subscription. In the next episode, after some rest in the base camp, I'll go higher and make a tough decision. If you have any question, feel free to ask in the comments, I'll answer them. Hit the like button and see you later!